Greetings and salutations, my friends. Welcome to a brand new Football Manager 2017 experiment, my first of the year, and we are recreating my favourite one from FM16, which was what if every premiership team has no players whatsoever, like none, nobody, just those awful greyed out players. Let's have a look at Arsenal. Yeah, nobody. There's no reserve team, there's no youth team, they have absolutely nobody. So the point of this thing is, this was hilarious last year, it made me laugh so hard, was that what we're going to do is we're going to start unemployed. We've got every team has no players. I haven't adjusted budgets or anything, so it's all sort of kind of skew with, and see what happens. We're gonna go a year into the future. We'll come back and look at. I think we'll come back and look at end of January just to see what amazing signings these teams have made, because they do truly make some horrifically bizarre free signings. Because you'd think, logically, well, if Arsenal had released all their players, then surely like Man City or whoever might pick up Sanchez and Ozil, and likewise, they just sort of cannibalise all the players that... No, that would be logical, wouldn't it? No, that doesn't happen. Occasionally, a few players will, but they're... let's just see. Let's just see, right? It was ridiculous last season, and it was so much fun. And then also, it means that anyone can win the Premier League, because which of these managers, because they've still got the same staff and everybody's there. I think even Ranieri's still at Leicester, so, not updated that one yet. Is he? Yeah. Just to see what sort of teams they can bring in. I think what we'll do is we'll come back after the... summer transfer windows finished, just to see what sort of magical, wondrous signings these teams have made, and have a quick look through, and then we'll zip on to the end of the season and see what sort of magic we can uncover. Right, so, edit man, can you just fast forward to end of... Welcome back, my friends. Right, it's the end of the summer transfer window. A few games have been played. Tottenham are top of the league with 3 wins. So let's just have a quick, brief look at the shit show that will be the transfers of the... I haven't looked at any because this made me laugh so much. Some of the signings were brilliant last year. So let's look at from top to bottom. I'll just go through quickly and just pick out some names. Right, okay, so they spent £20 million. You did... First of all, why were you spending money? There's about... however many, 300 players that are all brilliant that you could get for free. But, there's small things. Why not? When you can buy Courtney House from Wolves for 13.5 million. Who needs free players? So let's have a look. They got Fraser Forster, Divock Origi. Okay, they've picked up some decent. Lewis Cook, good youngster. Delafeu, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Alberto Maria. I don't know why anyone would want him even for free. But okay. Not enough, but... Okay, you've got a team there, using lots of greys to fill out your team. Divock Origi seems to be the main man there. But fair play, there was a couple of good signings there. Southampton, second in the league. Again, they bought a lot of players. We won't go over the ones they bought, because that's just weird. And they've signed kind of none of the ones you'd expect. Kayute, Masonda, okay. Well done. At least they've signed a few more players. They've actually got a first team, which is impressive. And they've got all the sort of positions-ish. Yeah, just about. You can see why they've done all right. Okay, let's go to the next one. Arsenal, big one, this one. Okay, so they've only spent a little bit of money. Well, it's Arsene Wenger, of course they've only spent a little bit of money. Marcus Rashford, Granit Xhaka. Okay, they've re-signed Granit Xhaka. Danny Ward, the Liverpool reserves goalkeeper. Interesting. Timothy Fosu-Mensah. We've got Ross Barkley. Okay, there's a good one. Ben Davis, the left-back from Tottenham. Adama Traore, who I really like in real life. I think we should sign him at Liverpool. It's not great, though, is it, Arsenal? It's not... ideal. They've literally signed the minimum you can get. They've got a youth player here that they've signed that is 16 years old who... do a job for them. What I'll do is we'll zip through a couple more. I don't want to go through the rest. We'll try and sort of cover everybody at some point. Nathan Ake, Gerrard on Chelsea. You like him then? Nathan Redmond, Kepa. They bought. Okay, what have you done there? What sort of side is that? What have you done there, Mourinho? Not Mourinho, Conte. I've just time travelled back here in the past. Okay. Interesting. Let's have a look at Kepa's the decent goalkeeper though, isn't he? 21 years old. Where did they get it from? Okay, Valladolid. Okay. Oh, no. Athletic Bilbao. Okay. Right, let's have a look at my favourite team, Liverpool. What magic have you worked? I'm nervous about this. Okay. Again, you've not really... Okay, Chesney, Dele Alli. Okay, there's a good one. Phil Jones, Danny Rose, another good one. Okay, and you've bought some random youthies. You haven't really got a team, though, have you? There again. Again, you've kind of missed out on, buying a minimum of 11 players, I'd suggest. Bought 2 goalkeepers, though, so, that's a bonus. Okay, Man United have lost all 3 games. What have they done? Oh, Mourinho, what have you done, mate? Okay. Darren Fletcher. He's come back. Maxi Gradle, Bournemouth. He's a decent player. Okay. Castillo. Who's that? Is that the... Okay, not who I was thinking of. Some 16-year-old. I like they sign youth players, like as if that... You don't need them. Winnie Reed, Troy Deeney. Yeah. It's not enough, is it, though? It's just not enough. Okay. No wonder they're doing shit. And we'll have a look at one more. Man Shitty. Let's have a look what they've done. Wow, okay. Ryan Shawcross. I bet Man City fans would be delighted. Kapui, Ben Taleb, and Callum Chambers. They're the big signings that Man City are after. Wow, they've not even bothered getting a goalkeeper. I love this. One of the main reasons I love this experiment is because the AI just can't handle it. The AI's brain just explodes. Like, what do we do? Like, sign a fucking goalkeeper. Like, surely that's like first rule of this club. Yeah, I'm not going to make a Fight Club joke. Just can't be asked. Right. Okay, let's go on now until the end of the January transfer window. See if they've because this will be interesting because they've had a bit more time. They might sign a goalkeeper or something. Free transfers. All that sort of good stuff, and see if they spend more money, because that just seems silly. And then we'll also look at where are some of the big named players, like the Mesut Ozils and the Sanchez's and all those sort of players. Where have they ended up? We'll just look at one for now, just to see if one of the big European teams are picking them up. Where the fuck is that? Is that China? It's fucking China. Oh no, have China just gone gobble, gobble, gobble? They have, haven't they? They've just swooped in and grabbed all... Because they can afford to pay wages. They like a wage or two in China. Right, let's move on to the end of the January transfer window, see how we get on. Right, here we are, back after the January transfer window. We'll quickly check through the sackings, because there's probably going to be a few. So, Bilic has been sacked by West Ham. We'll just try and look for the Premier League ones. Anybody else dead? Anybody else? Hull, manager, Phelan's gone. Aston Villa sacked Bruce. That's not really a surprise. Okay. Giggs takes charge at Fulham. West Ham signed Guidolin, however you pronounce that one. Milan, great. Blackpool, yeah. Doesn't seem to be as many as I thought there was going to be. There's still time, though. There's still time. Let's look at it. I can't wait. We need to look at the Premier League. Okay, Tottenham are still top. One game they've lost. That we can see why West Ham got sacked. Why Bilic got sacked. Okay, Man United have improved to mid-table. Man City still struggling. Okay, let's have a look at the January transfer business. What magic have you done in the January? Nothing. They're happy with their team. They've got a good solid base of not 10 players, whatever it is. Yeah, who needs a right back anyway? Right backs are so overrated. And they got 2 goalkeepers. Divock Origi is basically single-handedly winning them this league. Oh no! Wow, Oxlade-Chamberlain, 14 goals, 10 assists. Fair play to him. They haven't signed anybody. Okay, right. Let's have a look. Arsenal transfers. Okay, have they signed anybody? No. Okay, we're definitely in February, aren't we? We are definitely. I'm just checking. We are definitely in February. They at least had a full squad of players. Not much depth, but other than that, a full squad of players. Okay, interesting that nobody's making any January transfers because all their budget's gone. Oh wait, here we go. Rolando Mangora from Juventus on loan from Juventus. Loan's a good idea, I suppose. Big signing for them. 19-year-old Italian under-21 international. That's it. Oh, and they loaned somebody out. Wow. Really? Who is this dude? Can you really afford to loan somebody out? You've only bought in 12 players. They got John Flanagan, Thiago Laurie, lots of Liverpool cast-offs. What? I like the fact they've loaned somebody out is just hilarious. That is amazing. You barely make a squad, but, we'll loan them out. Look at all these players. I need a rest, boss. Please, for the love of God. Stop. Sign somebody else. Okay, let's have a look. But Leicester doing all right. Can they retain the Premiership? Not thought I'd be saying that. Let's have a look. We can have a look at some because we haven't looked at these before. So we'll see if they've signed anybody impressive. No, not really. Kozak, he's the giant bloke, isn't he? He's 6'8". Oh, 6'4". I've made him taller. I've got a 6'8" striker in my team for Lazio. Just height's not everything, but so it looks like nobody has done business apart from the odd loan. Let's see why Man United have improved. Have they just got better? No, they haven't. The AI is just mind exploded. They have no idea what to do. This AI. Gabriel Jesus, 27 million. Man City. They can still find a way of spending stupid money when they've only got 7 players in their squad. No, 6 players in their squad. I can't count. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 players. And they went, no, we need to spend 27. He's obviously a very good player. Some say unnecessary to spend that sort of money. But, it's Man City, so of course they're going to spend stupid money on players. Hull. What have they done? Here we go. So Hull have improved. 4 signings they've made. They've got Damari Gray. They've got James Ward-Prowse. Galloway's a good youngster. He offers a good right back. Gogic, Jordan Pickford, Connor Witt. I'm surprised they're so bad. They're rich. I think every team is going to be rich now because they're not paying any wages. I might have to do another season because that would be fascinating because these teams have going to accumulated so much money not having to pay basically any wages for most of this season. Chelsea, no, nobody else. I'm actually very interested in seeing season 2 to this because then it'll be kind of somewhat normal because they'll just have normal money to spend and they'll have wage budget left over and then they can go at it and spend a crap ton of money. Swansea, we haven't looked at them yet. Who they got? All the little money they spent. It seems to me like the AI can't move transfer money over to wages like we can, just budget adjustment. It doesn't seem that it's in the AI to be able to do that, I don't think, because that's obviously what the fuck you do, isn't it? That would make just common sense. I think what we're going to do now is I'm going to go to the end of the season, see who wins the Premier League, have a laugh about see who the top performers were, like the top scorers, top assisters, top ratings, all that sort of good stuff, who wins the Player of the Year, of that randomness that is there. And then I think I'll do a second episode where we do the second season because I think that will be fascinating to see. All the money that's going to get spent in the summer would be ridiculous. We'll also look at some of the players at the end of the season that, that we haven't seen appear, like, the Agueros of this world. They're probably all in fucking China, aren't they? They're all in China. We'll find out at the end of the season. Right, go to the end of the season. See you in a sec. Welcome back, my friends, and as you can see, Tottenham have finally won the Premier League. They were leading all the way. They won by 5 points clear from Arsenal, who are then 16 points clear from Leicester, who remarkably finished in 3rd place, and the mighty Liverpool back in the Champions League. Hooray, great, same old shit. Right, Burnley, West Ham and Middlesbrough were relegated. Obviously, there's no more signings, so we're just going to have a look at the awards for the season. So, let's have a look. Golden Glove Award, Fraser Forster, the Tottenham goalkeeper. That was a great pickup. Danny Ward, the reserve Liverpool goalkeeper, is the 2nd best goalkeeper in the league. Oh, God. Footballer of the Year went to Ben Davis, the Arsenal left-back, who had a good season. What's he averaging in the league? 7.83 in the league, 16 assists. Jesus Christ. That's not bad, is it? What else we got here? Manager of the year goes to Pochettino, Tottenham manager. You kind of expect that. Players player of the year, Granit Xhaka, the Arsenal player that used to play for Arsenal, playing for Arsenal, gets player of the year. And the players team of the year, Divock Origi. Who's Caleri? I don't even know. Jonathan Caleri, bought from Sao Paulo on a free. Not bad. Not a bad little 24 goals. Not a bad little pickup. Joe Newell from Rotherham. Okay, of course. Lewis Cook, Granit Xhaka, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Ben Davis, Manga, Christensen, Karsdorp, and Fraser Forster. It's an interesting team of the year. Young player of the year. This will be an interesting one. Granit Xhaka. He's 24. I'm not sure if that's counted as young in football anymore. Top goal scorer went to Caleri with 24 goals. Troy Deeney with 22, probably rescued Man United there. Marcus Rashford with 22 as well, playing for Arsenal. Ugh, imagine Man United fans if that happened. Jesus, they wouldn't be a happy bunch of people. And young player of the month, Courtney House. Right, okay. What a fucking shit show. Let's have a look. Let me search for a couple of just random players. See if everybody's in China. Daniel Sturridge. Where are you, sick note? He's... Nobody wants him. No, nobody wants him. Okay, let's look at a good player. Sergio. Yeah, they've all gone to fucking China. Let's have a look at some of these Chinese teams then. In the Chinese Super League. Can we look at the table? Okay, we can't. Okay, so they've won it. But let's look at this team. Why have they got so few players? Oh, because we haven't got the league loaded up. Alexis Sanchez, Papadopoulos, Alan, Gill, Sergio Aguero, Alexis Sanchez, Paulinho, Mkhitaryan. Yeah, how much are these people on? Alexis Sanchez, 275, Aguero, 275. What bargain? Bargains. Right, who else do we look at? Harry Kane be an interesting one. Nobody wants him. He's overrated. Yeah, he's only just like scoring hat-tricks for fun and stuff. He's wanted by Liverpool, Newcastle and Tottenham. Tottenham are like, can we have him back, please? We've made a horrible mistake. This sort of shows how sort of broken the game gets when you do this. Let's look at the England team. John Flanagan, because Harry Kane's actually in the England team, even though he's not got a club, which is, short window, but he's not obviously getting there. Rashford. We've got Jack Cork, okay, Phil Jones, Callum Chambers, because a lot of these players don't get in the team because they don't have a club. It's not the best England team I've ever seen, and I've seen some shit England teams. This is up there with that list. Where's Berahino? He went to Newcastle. Okay, that's fair enough. I thought that said David Bentley. Then I was going to fucking throw it. That would just be ridiculous. Will Hughes, obviously, he's probably still at Derby County. Jordan Pickford went to Hull, didn't he? Okay, Fraser Forster we know about. Let's pick another player. Where's Ibra? Where's old Ibra? China. Interesting. Oliver Giroud. That's their team is not bad. China has definitely had some improvement over the last. They got Cuadrado as well, Giroud, Otamendi, Gervinho, Zlatan. Okay, yeah, they've got some decent players. Let's go for Coutinho. No, nobody wants him. Yeah, he's a poor man's Henderson. First name that came to my head. It's weird that none of these get picked up. I can kind of understand it from the Premier League perspective, because when you release all the players and the budgets are all over the place, it just breaks them. But I would have thought a lot of these players would just been picked up. The only country that seems to be really doing it is China. A lot of these players, obviously they're going to demand high wages and stuff, but right, I think let me know in the comments, but I think this is worth doing a second episode too, because every team in the Premiership is now very, very rich, and they're going to spend a shit ton. And it'd be interesting to see if some of these big names do come back from the likes of China. And, you know, and also the likes of Harry Kane and stuff. And so let me know in the comments if you liked it. Please do thumbs this up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. I've got plenty more random, silly experiments to do on Football Manager 2017. I've got like a list of them. I'm also doing a Journeyman save, which is now about 70 episodes in. But you can, if you don't fancy watching all 70 episodes, you can watch like the beginning of the Lazio bit where we move clubs, because the whole idea is we travel throughout. My dogs are very disagreeable with it. I didn't even let them out. Why is the door open? Okay, good. Right. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. Let me know if you want to see a part 2 to this, another season on. I think it'll be fascinating. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.